Bagfuel, baby.
Joe Rogan got 250 million re-up. What do you think it's going to take for, urban space and podcasts to start, knocking out those types of figures?
I think you had to start looking at the audience numbers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the retention of the audience, like the audience that he keeps, I think commands that. Now,
that's true.
Without discounting the fact that for business is never fair for us. It's always been a uneven playing field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we know that. But not even like how the fuck do we get to the money and get past that? I think it's the audience. His audience is huge.
No,
outside of all that,
it's
like
astronomical.
Joe is fucking astronomical. And I think they're looking at the numbers on.
It's only, I think, Ghost, you correct me if I'm wrong, it's only 2 or 3 people that could probably get to that. Would be Shannon, probably Joe, Button, and maybe Cam and Mace.
Yeah. And I don't know what the numbers are. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, Joe is so far. Like, just a 4-minute clip can do 10 million.
Right.
That's no.
I mean, right now with Shannon Sharp, I think he's the hot dude on the block right now.
He definitely got him.
He got the hot content that's going now. He got the name. He's on First Take. He's on mainstream television. You follow what I'm saying? And he got his own thing popping. He got the ads. He got the money behind him. I think he's set up to get 250 million. Only person I personally see right now is Shannon Sharp. He has the crossover ability, and he has the big brands behind him.
I saw this post the other day on the boardroom that talked about the top 10 podcasts. And I don't know what metrics they use. They probably put it in the caption. If I look on my phone, I'll probably find it. And there was nobody from our space in the top 10.
We saw that list.
Call Me Daddy was number 2. A couple crime podcasts and it's like, but if you look at the top 10,
none of us was in.
Whatever metric they were using to measure that, none of us is even cracking the top 10, which is, you know what I'm saying? And I'm the wrong one to speak about the numbers on the business end, because like I said, I've always had the comfort of having the corporation behind me. Now I'm figuring it out and I'm learning and I'm educating myself on that. But it's like, well, what do we got to do to crack that? I don't know.
What shows do you enjoy consuming?
It's different for me, man.
Or do you take
piece by piece? Sometimes it's
that's the best way.
I don't have the time to sit. I mean, we're talking about 3-hour episodes.
No. None of us do.
Yeah, but
the 8 minutes.
Yeah, no. I listen to Brilliant Idiot, Charlemagne.
Andrew Schultz.
Yeah. Drink Champs. Drink Champs for me, it's like, and I love N.O.R.E, but it's like guest dependent. Like I could sit down and watch watching Drink Champs is like watching The Godfather.
Gotcha.
Like the shit is as long as The Godfather. And I've watched The Godfather like 100 times.
Me too, a billion.
You know what I'm saying? Every time it's on cable, you put it on.
Yeah, me too.
But when like N.O.R.E had AZ on about a month ago, I'm tuned into the whole thing. Like,
no, that makes sense.
If it's an artist I like. But most of the time I'm consuming it in pieces. And
what are you looking for when you're consuming content?
It's different for me, man. I'm a fan, and I realize I'm not the rest of the audience. Like, and in a lot of ways, I make what I'm a fan of. Like, I'm a music fan, so I like hearing the inside stories. Yo, how'd you come up with that? What was going on in the studio? How you found that sample?
You're listening for joy, is what I'm asking. So you enjoy listening to it?
That's entertainment for me. Like, almost to gain knowledge. Like, some of my favorite interviews was something that it made me think different about something, or even approach my music or what I do different, or think about other people's music different. So I just like hearing like my favorite records kind of being broken down, like, as opposed to, or I just love being in the studio and watching people create and seeing how shit come together. So that's the next best thing. A lot of what I see out in the space is entertainment. A lot, I had made a post a couple weeks ago too. I feel like a lot of the media is taking cues from Wendy Williams. I think a lot.
The old Wendy Williams?
Yeah, like a lot of this exists.
Controversy
stuff. In the moment. And I'm not even saying it like a judgmental thing. I was never a fan. Like coming up, this, like we never looked at Wendy, at least I never did, and was like, yo, that's who I aspire to be.
Nah, exactly.
That's what I want to be.
Wendy was just who she was,
Right.
like her own entity, shock value. Like,
Right.
the niggas was looking like, damn, she dealing with a lot of pressure. I wouldn't want to be Wendy.
Right.
That's what niggas was saying. See, it's transformed to something
Right.
different because this is what this media has become.
Absolutely.
And she's a bigger god now.
Right.
But niggas was like, who wants that pressure from Wendy?
At the time, yeah, I don't think we aspired. Me personally coming up, I was like, I was seeing what Angie Martinez was doing, and I'm like, oh, that's what I want to do.
That she
like,
was more on hip hop.
interesting.
Wendy was talk show shit.
And so I think a lot of what we're seeing now is the Wendy Williams model. And it's not even putting a qualitative judgment on it. It's just that's what it is. And you got to give Wendy her props right now is where the game has shifted. And I think it's because and it all boils down to the audience. That's what the audience wants.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because the music is whacker? And now we looking for other things to entertain ourselves? Because when you had a lot of good music, right, you didn't have time to indulge in this, or we didn't have the technology back then.
I just think as human beings, like we know that bad news always travel fast.
Yeah.
Negativity travel fast. Like people want to be entertained, and that shit. I'm not gonna lie, I get caught up in it too, where it's entertaining.
Human.
I'll definitely watch it. Oh shit, and I might hit the group chat. Yo, you see what the fuck going on? But that's me and 5 people or whatever. When I turn my camera on, I'm like, this is me and however like hundreds of thousands, however millions of people. I don't want to have this conversation. I always tell people like, yeah, I could joke around with my friends, right? But if I stood in front of Madison Square Garden, what would I say? Would those same jokes translate? Is that well? Like, it's okay to be different things in different settings. So we all consume that shit.